Peace and blessings, family. Welcome to another day with Learn with Shavern. Today we are going to discuss the 6 types of people to avoid in your life. And if you're one of these people, then you need to avoid that part of yourself. Before we jump into that, please make sure you click like below, share, subscribe, and also become a Patreon. To become a Patreon means that you enjoy my content, you think that is helpful, and you would like to support to see more of it. Before we jump into the 6 people to avoid, did you know that Brett Kavanaugh was recently voted our new Supreme Court Justice, was also accused of being a gang rapist? In addition to that, we have Jason Van Dyke was finally convicted and found guilty of murdering Laquan McDonald. You can go Google that story to find out more about it. And last but not least, did you know that America has a plan to vaccinate 90% of Americans by the year 2020, making it a mandatory law for you to make this happen? Now, there's a couple of things you can do to avoid this. There are 2 forms out there. One is called DH680. That's Delta Hotel 680. You can Google these forms to obtain them or go to your local CDC. The second, and that form, you just fill it out stating your reasons why you don't want to get vaccinated or whatever. The second form is the DH681. Again, that's Delta Hotel 681. That second form is a religious-based form, just stating your religious preference will not allow you to get vaccinated or you don't feel comfortable with it. For more information on that story, you can Google Healthy People 2020. All right, let's jump right into the 6th type of people to avoid. The complainer. We all know this person. I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of this sometimes as well. However, the complainer, this specific individual, is a person that complains no matter what. This complainer can never have a good day. I'm pretty sure all of you are sitting there right now thinking to yourself like, do I know somebody like that? Like every time you talk to them, this person can never, it's like, hey, how you doing today? Oh man, the world is ending today too. For whatever reason, they can never clearly state that they're having a good day. I don't know. They just complain about life. They complain because the sky's blue. They complain because the grass is green. No matter what happy things you try to introduce into their life or things to appease them, they just never seem to be content with it. Then you got the hater, which if you are unfortunate enough to have somebody like this in your life, please get rid of them ASAP. This is the person who never wants to support your dream, right? These are the people that you tell them something good is happening for you. Like, hey, I'm about to start my own business. And they're like, oh man, your business ain't going to succeed. You're going to go broke in 1 to 3 years. Just go ahead and get you a regular old job. Be like everybody else, get you a 9 to 5, go to school, whatever. That's the hater, okay? Anybody who does not encourage your dream, no matter how far-fetched it is a hater. I don't care if you said that you decide you want to dye the moon pink. Okay, if that is your dream, go for it. All right, there is no such thing as impossible. In my previous segments, we talked about the 3 acts of self-love. One of the things that you will learn as we go through this journey together, that nothing is impossible with the mind's eye. And keep in mind that we were all created from a thought, out of the darkness of the mind, of the universal consciousness, right? Then you have the 3rd type of individual you want to avoid, is the still angry person. This person is similar to the complainer, but a little bit more aggressive with it. It's like every little thing offsets them to where they go 0 to 100 for any trigger. These individuals are very dangerous because this still angry person, they are vibrating at a very low level. Okay, understand that our emotions are vibrations. Everything we do is a vibration, from the words that we speak, the things that we watch on TV, the music that we listen to, the symbols that we see, whether it's Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, these are all symbols. All these symbols are registered into our conscious, going back to our subconscious. I mentioned this and discussed that in my first video. You want to make sure that what you're feeding those things are healthy, positive images. It's very, very important. The fourth type of person, we all know this type of person, right? This is the person who constantly tells you about an issue or problem that they have. So for example, they'll tell you, oh man, my life sucks. I really hate my job. I'm unhappy in my relationship, whatever the case may be. But instead of actually doing something about it, although they've identified that there's an issue, they remain stagnant and stay complacent in this bubble of misery. We all know an individual like that who complains and does no action with it. A complaint without action just means that you want attention, right? It's not really you complaining or venting or whatever you want to call it. That's just you seeking attention for the same things that you redundantly sought attention from before. The fifth type of person is the individual still living in the past. Now, I know there's a couple of OGs out there who still live in their highlight. Matter of fact, I went to an event this past weekend, and the panelists asked the audience, is there anybody who has any questions? And there was an older gentleman who stood up. We all curiously watched him as he walked up to the stage to grab the microphone. And this man stood up there and told us about his highlights of his past life back in the 80s and 90s. And nothing that he mentioned was a question like the panelists advised us to do. Like, that was the instruction. The instruction was, hey, do you guys have a question? Yes, you go up there, you ask your question, then you sit back down. This man stood up there for 15 minutes talking to us about his glory days. A bunch of strangers, keep in mind, right? Still living in the past. If you're still living in the past, bring yourself to the present. Yesterday's discussion, we talked about affirmations, right? The power of I am. I am present is a very, very strong affirmation. If you feel your mind wandering, there's a lot of people who find themselves being stuck in thought, or they'll say things like, yeah, I live in my mind. Well, if you live up there, why not feed it healthy things? Why not make your home comfortable, right? Why not be comfortable in the space that you spend the most time? So being present in the moment, if you find that your mind is drifting, or you're wondering about something that's stressing you out, or you're thinking about this person that's aggravating you, stop, say to yourself, I am present, take a deep breath in, release whatever it is that you're anxious, angry, frustrated about, and whatever you're doing at that moment, whether you're eating, watching TV, whatever, be present in what it is that you're doing. A lot of us drift our mind away too far. Again, if you like my information, please stop, like, share, subscribe, and become a Patreon to support getting more content. The sixth individual that most of us do know as well is the making excuses type of individual. I'm the type of person, if it's not a yes, it's a no. So if I ask you, hey, if you want to start your own business, have you written a business plan? Oh, well, I need to do, that's an excuse. You didn't tell me yes right away. That's an excuse. Anything you say outside of yes is an excuse as to why you did not get it done. I don't care if Larry's cousin, auntie's mother is supposed to write you a business plan. You didn't make that happen. That accountability is still on you. And we'll have another discussion in the future where we talk about being accountable for the things that you do, right? There's a really interesting book out there that talks about how everything is your fault. Whenever anything happens to you, it's always your fault. And it sounds like a very cruel concept, but I really want you to think about some common sense basis to this, right? If I don't pay my bill, my electric bill specifically, my lights get cut off. Is that Tampa Electric's fault? Or is that my fault for not being fiscally responsible and making sure that my bill was paid on time? Is it Tampa's fault that the bill's too high? Maybe I need to reevaluate my usage of this electricity may be too high. There's accountability on the things that we must do and take responsibility for. Avoiding these six type of people, these negative people in your life, will help enhance and raise your vibrational energy, right? Because these 6 people that I just mentioned, these people are all vibrating low. The still making excuse person, the still living in the past person, the person that never wants to change, the angry all the time person, the still hating person, the complainer. You want to get rid of those people. And if you are those people, then you need to evaluate and reevaluate yourself and how you are affecting others around you. I hope that you all have a positive and wonderful and blessed day. Again, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and become a Patreon. Peace and blessings, family.